It's been a very busy morning for the 11 Live traffic team and involved a major crash on the perimeter. We're going to head out to 11 Live's Doug Turnbull right now, and you are looking at a crash on 295. I think it's been cleared up, but you're on another crash right now on I-20. Tell us about that.
Yeah, and good morning to you, Chesley, and to everybody out there that's tuning in. And it's been a rough morning here in DeKalb County. I want to give you a quick look here off of the roof cam of our impact tracker truck, and you can see a four-car crash in the clearing stages. At times, the right lane's still blocked here on 20 westbound after Moreland Avenue. Now, this was after, of course, the major tractor-trailer incident we started covering at 4:30 this morning, Chesley, which was on 285 west at Boulder Crest. We saw a truck basically jackknife, hit the wall. It might have even caught fire. It knocked the front wheels off of it, and they blocked about 75% of 285 at that spot, 285 west at Boulder Crest in South DeKalb County, for close to 3 hours and jammed it all the way up before I-20. That sends extra people. I don't know, you've driven this city a long time, Chesley. That sends extra people to places they aren't used to driving, and that usually causes more crashes. And so I have just a hunch, just a guess, that this 20 west and Moreland crash is probably an indirect result of the one we saw on 285 earlier.
Doug, you get a chance to talk to people about Atlanta traffic all the time, and it seems like these crashes happen like all the time, right? How do people feel about traffic? Is it something that people are just accepted around here, that they know something's going to happen and they just kind of accept that for their commutes, or do you find they get more frustrated by these incidents?
People love traffic. My gosh, they love it. No, one thing I love, being tongue-in-cheek there, one thing I love about being a traffic reporter is that traffic is like the Unity ticket, okay? It doesn't matter your demographic, your way of life. Generally, people unite over the fact that they have a severe disdain for sitting in traffic, and especially Atlanta traffic, and it becomes a meme, you know, just Atlanta's gonna Atlanta, it's doing traffic. Today was one of those mornings where it's kind of a holiday vibe. You have room on the roadways to move a little bit. When there's less people on the roads, when there are less people on the roads, that means you move faster and things hit harder. And sometimes it opens you up a little false sense of security for these big wrecks. Now, really, we only had like one big wreck this morning, but we had several smaller ones, like the one I'm on scene here on I-20, that were just enough to be a fly in the ointment.
Talk about your experience now. You're new with us here at 11 Alive, and you've been out on the roads, and that's where we find you pretty much every morning. You're getting right there in the midst of these accidents. Tell us about your role.
So this role here is joining 11 Alive News this morning with Rachel Cox-Rosen, who does an amazing job in the studio looking at the 30,000-foot view of traffic. And she and I work together to, quote, assign me to different parts of the traffic beat each morning. And so so I get in the impact tracker truck here with a photographer. Today and most days it's Stephen Boise sitting here to my left. And then we go, and we're either just trolling around looking for new things, or we're going to the scene, like this morning, of that big one on 285. And it reminds me, Chesley, of my years flying in the helicopter, where we did the same thing. We just troll around and kind of look at the normal stuff, and then we would pivot and go look at something big if we had to. And today we certainly had that.
Yeah. Talk to me about your MARTA experience.
Say it again, please. I'm sorry.
Talk to me about your MARTA experience.
My MARTA experience. I'm sorry. Yes, I thought I heard my motoring experience. I was like, "Are we going to talk NASCAR?" I'm ready to go. Okay, no, my MARTA. Sorry, my MARTA experience. My hearing isn't great. So this past week in Gridlock Guy, I wrote, and you can find it on 11alive.com and in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. I took MARTA to my first day at 11 Alive because I didn't have to be there till 9 a.m. And you all are we're not far from the Lindbergh station, and I live next to the Chamblee station. So I wrote about that experience and how it's easy to dog MARTA, but if you have the ability to take it, it's worth giving it a shot, and that's how it can get better. And so that's basically it. MARTA, I only had to go 3 stops to Lindbergh, and then it was an easy 8:09 bus from Lindbergh coming up to the 11 Alive studios there. So you just have to time it right, and it goes pretty well.
All right, speaking of timing, we're heading into a holiday weekend, 4th of July weekend. What's some of the things that people should be aware of? What should they avoid this upcoming weekend?
Sure. Number one, heavy holiday traffic, especially 75 in the southern suburbs. And remember, after July 4th, it's people coming home, like Sunday for the next work week on the 6th. The next thing, and this is of critical importance, I want everyone to lock in, okay, is drinking and driving is a major concern. And really, July 4th holiday weekend and also the holidays around Christmas and so forth and New Year's are circled on the Georgia State Patrol's list, on local law enforcement's list. Listen, a lot of us like to enjoy ourselves on the July 4th weekend. There's no reason to drink and drive. One stat I saw, 77% more likely to be drunk driving crashes on July 4th than on a regular day.
Yeah. What are you working on for your next column, my friend?
Yeah, this coming week, and we're talking about the hands-free law, 7-year anniversary of that. A lot of people are still distracted driving. I talked to data scientist Alex Karen about what makes those laws work, and has Georgia gotten better compared to the rest of the nation since passing that law in the last 7 years? And honestly, you're not going to love those results. We got a deeper dive there, including numbers from the Governor's Office of Highway Safety in the next Gridlock Guy on 11alive.com.
All right, the Gridlock Guy, Doug Turnbull. Thanks so much for joining us, and thanks so much for keeping us safe on the roads, my friend.